Hello and welcome to episode 82 of the Game Train podcast. That's right, we are back, episode 82. Carl the Lyrical Smith is with me. Hello.
Hello.
And funnily enough, on episode 82, we are taking you back to 1982. That's right, we are going back in time this episode for a review on River Raid. This game has been asked for a lot since we've been doing this podcast. It's turned into its own meme now. So we thought it was time to actually do the River Raid episode. So we've got River Raid as the review game, the classic 1982 shooter. We're also going to be talking about some Path of Exile, Torchlight 2, Snake Pass, and of course, we're going to be doing some predictions for the PS5 event, which is on tomorrow morning, and the Lame Love and Hype trains. But before we get into all that, we are going to get into the news. Okay, so news for this week. Sony delayed their PS5 showcase, which was supposed to be on last week. They did it during the protests that are going on overseas at the moment, saying that they wanted to give those with voices more space to speak, pretty much. Give places like Twitter and all that, which would normally be filled up with lots of people going nuts about games. They thought they wouldn't show their showcase, so people could speak out more on Twitter and other social media platforms, etc. Their statement is here. We have decided to postpone the PlayStation 5 event scheduled for June 4. While we understand gamers worldwide are excited to see PS5 games, we do not feel that right now is a time for celebration, and for now we want to stand back and allow more important voices to be heard. So that has been scheduled now to tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Australian time.
Yes. I guess by the time you're hearing this episode, you may have already seen it.
Yes.
So, jump on. We will record an episode straight after that as well with our reactions on it and, a big summarization of all that stuff as well.
Yes. CD Projekt Red has also delayed their Cyberpunk 2077 showcase, which was supposed to be this weekend or tomorrow, I think, as well. They released a statement saying, "We decided to move Night City Wire to June 25th. We still look forward to sharing new information about Cyberpunk 2077, but more important discussions are happening right now, and we want them to be heard. We wholeheartedly stand against racism, intolerance, and violence. Black Lives Matter." And we echo those statements here on the Game Train podcast.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
As well. So, yes. Also, EA has pushed theirs back, as a lot of other companies as well. Call of Duty has put up a splash screen for Black Lives Matter at the start, like loading screens, etc. And all this. So a lot of game companies have been speaking out about this, putting out statements and pushing their events back. Oh, we got a follow. Hello, Bones 22. How are you? Welcome aboard the Game Train.
Sir.
Thank you very much for that follow. Also, in other Sony news, Sony Europe has been fined $3.5 million for refusing to refund Australian gamers in accordance to Australian consumer law rights. So pretty much, Australian consumer law rights is that we can always ask for a refund.
Yes.
Right? And Sony over here wasn't doing it, and they've been fined $3.5 million. So that's a big fine.
Wow, that's massive. How do they not know that by now?
I don't know. That someone just cheered over your face again.
Wow. Can we not say cheered over your face,
Okay.
maybe?
All right.
Can we say it in a different way? That's bones, like Twan's bones.
Yeah,
Hello, good sir.
I should have said at the start of the episode, it's the 11th of June here at the moment, and we are broadcasting live on Twitch. So if you are listening to this at a later date,
hello to randoms.
When you hear us saying hello to randoms during the podcast, I keep forgetting to open with all that at the start.
I know it seems so normal to us, but someone listening in like 2 or 3 days in the car is just like, oh, and also in the news, Bones, hey, what's up? It's Wonderpants. Someone just cheered on your face.
That's right. So the PC gaming show is on this Sunday at 5 a.m. And they're going to be showing over 50 games. 50 games. So I'm kind of excited for that. They've announced 50 games will be showing off. So it's very cool. And also, Alex Kidd is being remastered or remade for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox in 2021.
How is Alex Kidd not being remade for the Switch?
I'm pretty sure it's got to be for this. Yeah, sorry, and the Switch. It's there as well.
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, man, don't remake Alex Kidd and don't put it on the Switch. What do you, unless it's a, third-person adventure, like it's become Uncharted.
Exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to ringing out my Sega hotline friends and asking them for all the tips on Alex Kidd.
Oh my God, they should go back in business just for like a couple months.
To
help. Guide you through Alex Kidd. Give us their number.
Yes.
We could plug them on the page.
Oh yeah, be good fun. But have you got any other news there, or we are gonna go into games we've been playing there, sir?
I do believe that's it. You covered it all.
I covered it all. All right. Well, because all the big news really starts from tomorrow, when we are gonna see all these games and stuff showing off.
Yes, it sure does.
All right, and that was the news. And I've hit the button too early. Just a sec. Note to self, fix the effect so it's shorter, so when I hit it, it goes bang straight away instead of the 3 or 4 seconds of just almost dead air.
Okay, because I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything. It's quite funny that you don't hear anything. And
what even happens?
Okay, so it used to be when we used to cut all this and we record it. Oh man, my nose. I would have the sound effect fade in and then hit the sharp spike as we say, and that's the news. But I've still got the same sound effect, the same as it was. Right, so it's playing the whole, with the whole build, and it doesn't need it anymore now that we're doing it this way. So it's just a bit awkward, and I can never get the timing right, and then the timing was way out.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good. It's part of its charm. No, I can fix that for you on this end if you just told me, because I don't know. If I heard it the first time I heard it, I would have changed that for you.
Yeah. It's just that's why this one, the outwards on that is always a bit awkward. The inwards is fine. Okay,
nice.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so onto games we've been playing this week. Okay, so we've been checking out a few different games this week, and the first one up is Torchlight 2. We jumped in for some co-op play on Torchlight 2.
Yes. Oh, that was awesome.
Wow, great insight, please.
Well, sorry. I thought you were setting it up.
No. I was waiting for you to continue then. Wow.
Oh, man. Oh, good. No, so we jumped on this because, the reason was last episode we did Minecraft Dungeons. Yep. So we were feeling the old ARPG vibes, and we wanted to play something else, but we didn't want to do Diablo 3 the 8th time through. Yeah. And I asked Callan if he'd ever played Torchlight because I was a huge fan of the first one, and I played a tiny bit of the second one, but like barely at all. So I don't know what happened, but I must have got distracted or something at the time. But I really, really enjoyed my time with the first Torchlight. So I said, let's jump on and give it a shot. Mm-hmm. And it was better than I remembered. And we've just been having a blast. Like this really is, it's exactly just like Diablo Light.
Yes, exactly. So we talked about Minecraft Dungeons last week, and we said it was a bit, just a bit basic. And Torchlight's a step up from that. So there is more customization the way that you drop skills in for your characters. So you got 3 different skill trees which you can put points into. Plus you're also putting points into HP and vitality, dexterity and strength as well, which is just another addition over the top of Minecraft Dungeons there. But look, it's a super fun game to play co-op. You can play up to 4 players? You can play up to?
I think it's 6 actually.
Oh right. There are 4 classes, and it was funny because we started playing it as I was the berserker and you were elementalist, were you? Or
the mage thing, whatever that is.
The mage thing, yeah. Ember mage. That's right.
The one.
Yeah. And then suddenly we just decided to restart the whole game again, and now I'm playing as Ember Mage, and you're playing as Shooty McShootface.
Oh, did you stay as the mage?
Well, I switched to the warrior thing, but
You
then
were engineer.
Yeah, but then I switched to the mage, and I don't know. I've switched a couple of times. Yeah,
It's just, having said that, obviously, it's very easy to switch over, and you can actually level yourself up really quickly if you're playing with a higher leveled person as well. And it's really fun to just sort of bash through and cut through everything. The story is not the most riveting thing.
No.
You just really jump in there if you already understand the tropes of that kind of game already. There's some big evil. You're good. You have to kill monsters and kill the big one, and that's the end. And how best can you do it with what best strategy and build? Basically, we're not really invested because we've already got decades into Diablo. So when that comes out, you get fully invested and you read everything and you learn everything about the lore. And this one is kind of like a little in between fun game. I don't know how to.
Yeah, we're just doing it just for fun. We're just cruising around, just destroying bad guys and leveling up characters and just having fun with it and getting loot. And it's just, good fun.
And it's robust enough, even though it's so small, and simple. It's robust enough in just its gameplay that you don't need the story to pull you along.
Yeah,
you're more excited just to see new biomes and new enemies and what kind of challenges they have and how you can best team up and help each other and stuff like. The strategies and the gameplay is enough to carry it along, which I think speaks volumes.
Yep. So talking about action role-playing games, I've been playing another one. This one is called Path of Exile, which is even more Diablo-like than the other games. Again, even just looking at the screen here, you could almost feel like it's Diablo. I don't know if you can actually see what's going on the screen there, Carl.
I can see Torchlight still.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're
yes.
in the future.
So yeah, Path of Exile, again, another ARPG, but this one's even more complicated. This one's actually probably more complicated than Diablo is in terms of loot and the way that you upgrade your character. So in this one...
the other way.
Yes. So there are 5 classes in this one, but you get skill gems in the game, which you can level up, and then your character also levels up as well, and there's a big sphere grid in terms of where you put your points. So you could be a mage and then slowly trot across to the warrior side if you wanted to.
Oh, so it's very sphere gritty where anyone can be anything, but they start off in their strength.
Correct. And it's the same with the skill gems as well. Anyone can equip the gems. So you could take Raised Dead and put that onto a warrior if you wanted to, etc.
Right.
And then you link these gems through different links, which then gives different effects. So you could have it that every time you summon a golem, it has extra abilities. So you could put flame ability or lightning ability with it, etc., etc. So there's all these different ways you can customize. Then all the gear has different colored slots. So certain gems will only go in certain slots, but then you want them to link up to be able to combine strengths together, etc.
Man, I can't even comprehend what's going on in that screen.
Yeah.
But it
is super fast. It is super fast.
Okay, that's kind of fun. And by gross, I don't mean like the graphics are bad, but it just looks like there's little bugs or rats or something going everywhere. What are those?
Spiders, it looks like. I don't know if that's an ability.
Yuck! Get that off. What is that?
But yeah, like the packs of enemies come in huge hordes, and it's pretty much like almost half a screen full of enemies. And I've been playing as a necromancer.
And runs well?
Yeah. I've been playing as a necromancer, and so I've got like an army myself. So it's just this clash of armies in the middle of the screen constantly. So I've been playing this animate weapon build in that I use this skill that you drop daggers everywhere to hurt the enemies, and then you can raise those daggers up as your minions. I also have a golem, 6 zombies, and a couple of specters with me as well. So we're this big group. They're just...
And a partridge and a pear tree.
Yeah, that cruises around. And yeah, I finished it today. The game is 10 acts long, while Diablo is normally 4 acts, and then the expansion makes it a 5th. So they've been building on Path of Exile for a number of years now, I think 7 years or so.
All right, and how long is an act, sort of?
Oh, it depends. A couple of hours, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gaming Australia, is there a slow-mo mode because it's hectic? No, that's how the game goes, yeah. It's
and also,
Yeah.
Were you playing that on PC or Xbox?
I was playing that on PC, but it is on Xbox and PlayStation, I think, as well.
I'd love to see how it runs on an Xbox.
It's on Game Pass, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
so check it out if you want. Again, you can play it co-op, etc. The end game is quite deep as well, but I haven't really touched on it because it like Diablo, it's separated into seasons, and this current season is actually about to end in a couple of days. So a brand new season called The Harvest will be starting up then. So maybe I'll try it again and level up a new character. I don't know. I'll wait and see on that one. But look, I had a lot of fun with it. Like the Diablo vibes were just next level. Just looking at the interface and all that there, you're just like, oh man, how Diablo is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my screen down in the quarter of one of these monitors, so I can't really see it that clearly. And if you told me that you were talking about Diablo, I may believe you,
Yeah. Yeah, but I really enjoyed my time with it, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of customization there, but I think the thing that bothered me the most, the vision's gone. The thing that bothered me the most was that the gear. I would leave so much gear on the ground because I just didn't need to pick it up.
Wow! So even more than Torchlight.
You should have seen me play this game. I'll do entire dungeons without touching a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, once I had my build set up with the gear I wanted and the gem slots and colors and links I wanted, I
just ignored stuff.
I just ignored stuff unless it was a unique that dropped.
Oh, so you were just looking for one specific color. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, one specific color, and then just little there's all these different currencies in the game that you can do things like change gem colors, reforge links, and all this. I'd pick all that stuff up as I went because it was quite handy to have. But your general gear, I would leave because your inventory was quite small, so you had to make the choice. Like it's like your old grid-based Diablo inventory, so you couldn't pick up too many big weapons.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So that was Path of Exile. That was a lot of fun, and there was a Path of Exile 2 coming out this year, which will put 7 new acts for Part 2. They're expanding what they call the ascendancy trees, which is when you get to a certain point in the game, you can then change your character's class into a more specific character. So I was a witch and went into a necromancer build, if that makes sense. So
when they say part 2, do they mean like they're turning this into 2.0 or another game?
No, another game with 7 acts, but the end games are the same. So you could play through Torchlight 1, and I could play through Torchlight 2. Would never group up.
I was talking about Torchlight.
No. Path of Exile. Path of Exile. Sorry.
All right.
You could go through part 1. I could go through part 2. We'd both get to end game, and then we could join up together and do end game together. So they're keeping the end game the same.
Weird. So it's just a campaign part 2 with new.
And they're revamping the gem system. So rather than having random colored sockets on items, so at the moment you could get like 3 green sockets on like a club. Instead, from now on, there'll be only red sockets on clubs. So we'll actually diversify your build a bit more in terms around that, etc. Around the weapon usage and stuff. So, yeah.
Hey, we have a very good request here. Hey, Callan, turn your wall down. It's too bright from Gaming Australia. And you know what? You just learned how to do that. So maybe you could do that for him. That's a fair request.
I can't because I don't have the Zoom call going through thing.
Oh no, Callan, your wall is too bright.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, let me do it for you. I'm just gonna. There we go.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so
that's a bit better.
So the next game we checked out this week was 51 Worldwide Games.
Yeah, that new one on the Switch that's just dropped, which looked really boring and generic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just looked like very skippable. But then the more people spoke about it, the more reviews that came out, it started looking like quite favorable. And I thought, might as well jump on and see what all this is about. It just basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it's 51 games from around the world that are just popular games, things like chess, checkers, Connect 4, but then random things like fishing or bowling.
Yeah.
As you can see or saw on the screen, there was a piano and there's like Chinese checkers and just all kinds of games and stuff you can play online against people or in the same room. You can either be using the Joy-Con or have it on the TV, or you can actually physically touch the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And the quality is so good on these games. It's just like really solid gameplay. Everything feels very satisfying, works the way you should. I had a moment where I was playing against a friend of mine, Swillow. Sounds weird because he's a Brisbane rapper. I don't even know his real name. And we were playing checkers, but I was resting the Switch on top of like just a cushion from the couch.
Yep.
And we'd been playing for maybe 10 minutes, and the Switch just kind of slid off the cushion after a while because it was balanced weird, and all the checkers fell off the board. And I shat myself because I didn't know that was a thing that happened. And we're like, oh no, what the hell? But you put it back flat and they reset themselves. So as you know, as anyone would do, we spent the next 5 minutes like flipping it upside down or, tossing them in the air like as if it was a frying pan, or just like flicking them to the side, and everything worked exactly like you thought it would for no reason. Like it didn't have to.
Yeah.
It's one of those Nintendo little things that they didn't have to add that in at all. It already looked beautiful. It felt solid. It's just checkers. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
But adding little things like that, and all the games have that to it. And for all 51 games, there's like this really sort of child-friendly tutorial with these little figurines talking you through them. And you can unlock trivia from around the world about each of the games, where they came from, what they influenced, and all kinds of different things like that. And you've got high scores for each game. And you unlock, if you don't have anyone to play with, or you're stuck at home because of COVID, you can verse yourself, and then you have to unlock medium mode, then hard mode, and so on. And the computer gets a little bit harder, making you get slowly better at each game. And I think it's really cool because you're not just getting better at this random game, you're getting better at real classic world games that you'll play for the rest of your life with other people in the future, like family or your own kids in the future. And, you're playing checkers and chess and like a bunch of different card games. These are things you can use always. So getting better at them is kind of useful anyway. Yeah. So this was just such a surprise for me.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a very intense game of Connect Four, didn't we? Where it came,
didn't we?
Where it came down to the very last piece. The very last piece.
And because I was just tired, I'd already gone to bed, which, again, I just can't get over how cool Nintendo Switch is. It never gets old. So I just left the room, and I'm like, nah, I'm not really in the mood. I'm just going to lie here and play some of this. And I just texted Callan. I was like, I don't want to talk or anything, but, we can play some of these random games before I fall asleep. And because we weren't talking or going like, what are you going to do? No one was saying, so the game was completely silent, and we were just so tense, and I couldn't get to sleep. I was so wired. I'm like, when is this guy going to just slip so I can just get my Connect 4, tell him to get wrecked and go to bed? And it just never happened. And I did win. I screenshot the last thing, but kind of by default.
I think it was more of a draw than a win at the end of the day.
I don't know. It said winner in really big letters with my face on it. So, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, it's really good. And I think it really surprised me. I fully recommend it. It's just thinking of this like in a situation where I was playing it at a party where I just had it on the table, and me and some friends, be careful. Don't put your drinks too close and all that, obviously. But we just had it sitting on the table while we were chatting and catching up, and just leaning over each time and having a turn on whether it was Connect 4, checkers, or something easy like, darts. And we just kept tapping at the screen mid-conversation and went back to whatever we were talking about, and kept handing the Switch over, sliding it on the table. And it doesn't you don't have to be a gamer to know how it works. You just push the screen. It's brilliant. I really liked it. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. But yes, there are 51 games in there. In case the title didn't give it away.
52, including the piano. That's not part of the 51.
Oh, right. Have you played a song on it yet?
On piano. Which I might add as well. I mean, that piano, they didn't just chuck that in. You can get 4 switches and line them up together and get a full piano.
No.
Yeah, like from like all the octaves. It is incredible. We tested it the other day because we only had 2, sadly, and they show you can have up to 4, but we put 2 together. And you slide your finger from one to the other, and it registers it as 2 switches near each other. So even the added on 50-second nothing, like silly piano, is like fully robust. You could connect that up to some nice speakers, and Off you
Wow.
go.
We've got a bit happening in chat here. People are telling me I live in a dental waiting room.
Oh, that's accurate. Who said that? Well done.
People are saying turn the kitchen light off. Chat's calling for the lights off. Ace Killer's calling for shirts off stream. People are now asking about the beard. So Dav Paul says, what happened to beard? Twinapan says I look like Ben Affleck. And Mellows says, I look fresh.
She's probably talking about your, probably talking about your walls.
And then we've got this guy that's just jumped in.
You should read that one out loud.
You should see what happens. You should read that one out, Carl. You should read that one.
No, I want this podcast to be, family friendly.
That's right. Anyway, so the next game we had a look at, or you had a look at anyway, was Snake Pass.
Yes, Snake Pass was awesome. Let me see. Where's that? Havocone. Hey, man. You should just kind of go away. Nice name, though. I like his choice of favorite vegetable.
Oh, whoopsie. Probably. We just had our first ever troll ban on Game Train Twitch, everyone.
Oh, that
we just
nice.
Kicked him straight from chat. What a douche.
Oh, beautifully done. Well, that's nice. And getting too famous, bro.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before that celebrity?
Snake Pass.
Snake Pass.
Yes.
Just like we passed on Havocone, I played Snake Pass for the first time yesterday, which you know what? I didn't even look it up, but I believe it was a launch title for the Switch, which makes it all of about 3 years old. We're really thrown back here with the Torchlight and Path of Exile.
Yeah,
it's definitely a throwback episode.
It's a throwback episode.
The combination of COVID and being a bit of a gap between big releases has given us time to just do a little bit of back cataloging, as far back as 1982. It appears. But yeah. I played Snake Pass, which has been out for ages, but it's just one of those games that I was just like, it doesn't look like there's much to it, and I'll give it a pass for now, no pun intended. But I just jumped on it because there's this wicked sale on at the moment for Nintendo Switch, which is there's never sales this big. Everything it goes like right up to 90% off some games, and it's on till, I want to say the 14th. So whenever you're listening to that. That's how long the sale goes on. And there's over 1,000 games on sale. I was so impressed. And this is one of the trickier consoles to have sales on. Usually there's like maybe 10 or 15 at most, and it goes up like 30% off. But there were some insane prices. Like I got Transistor for $4, which is from Supergiant, the guys that made Bastion, things like that. But this was one of the games on sale. I believe this Snake Pass was like $11. So I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Some people were saying it was fun. And I had a great time. It reminded me so much of one of the old Rare titles. Yeah. Like Banjo-Kazooie kind of thing. And say that crossed with maybe Spyro, because as you can probably see in the video, you're just kind of running around different environments and collecting gems and coins. And once you have enough, you can move on, or you can stay and make sure it's 100%. So you get like ultra special secrets, which obviously means you stay and get 100%, or what kind of gamer are you? But the cool thing is you got to play it a little bit differently. You can't just walk forward with the stick. There's like an accelerate button, which makes the snake move forward. Then pressing A lifts its head a bit. And that's kind of all you get. And you can only like snake your way through things, and you got to weave yourself up like these different poles and ramps. You can't just climb up a wall. And so part of the challenge, sometimes you can clearly see where something is, but part of the challenge is figuring out how to manipulate this snake. I'm done with this metaphor, actually.
So was it difficult to get your snake up the pole?
Was that good, Callan? Did you enjoy that? Getting a snake up a pole is the same thing, you F-wit.
Can you customize your snake?
You know what? I'll have to ask CD Projekt Red if they're going to update it so that I can.
Oh, wow.
But as far as I know, it's only red, yellow, and black. As it is.
Fair enough.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's very simple. I think it's one that kids can enjoy, but like, grown-ups alike, just because the strategy, it is so simple. You're just collecting stuff, but maneuvering is a puzzle in itself, and it does get challenging, and it's pretty.
Okay, fair enough.
I enjoyed Sleep Path.
Fair enough. Would you like to shout out anyone this week, Carl?
Just you and your walls, really?
Oh, wow. Thanks.
No, you know what? I want to give a shout out to Havo Cone. Thanks for making us feel famous and jumping on and making our chat a little bit more colorful.
Fair enough.
Isn't that lovely?
Yep. Okay.
And I think your beard looks great, Callan.
Thanks.
For the record.
Yep, no problem. Gaming Australia asked, Carl, do you move house every 45 minutes, but your room always looks sick?
Gaming Australia is my new favorite person that comes on these chats. We should make him boss of something.
You can shout out Gaming Australia this week then, if you like.
This week I'm shouting out Gaming Australia. They're really awesome. It has nothing to do with any suck-up comments. They're just so wonderful. They are I've never done this.
I know, it's normally me saying this.
Yeah. They are a Facebook group. Stop me if I'm wrong, please. They're a Facebook group. They're more than 5,000 strong now. It's just a wonderful place to jump on and talk to other gamers, but also other Australians about games. It's a very friendly, healthy place. Everyone's very helpful, and it's fun to talk about games where people understand the price range you're talking in, because sometimes it gets confusing.
Yeah, like when someone goes, I paid $60, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what? So something as easy as that is nice, but even just someone who understands or can say like, I just picked this up from EB, and you're just, you know what that means. So it's a nice place to be with like-minded individuals, and they're all talking about video games. It's very welcoming. Jump on Gaming Australia's Facebook, which is, Callan, please take it away.
Facebook.com/Gaming Australia.
Thank you. I didn't know the Facebook part.
6,300 now. There you go.
So I was right.
You're close.
Yeah.
All right.
I said more than 5,000, bro. That's basic maths.
So we're going to roll into our review game this week. Now, is Dav Paul in the chat? Because he'll hate it if he misses this. Yes, he is. I can see him there. So we've had a request for a long time now that we would Facebook.com/group/gaming Oz. There you go. That's
you were wrong.
I was wrong. Okay, sorry.
I didn't jump in there.
Yeah. So Dav Paul has been requesting us do a review on River Raid, a very, very old game. So old, in fact, that there is no trailers for this game, so we can't even roll a trailer in. So we don't have any sound effects or nothing, unless you want to do a ship blowing up sound.
I do not. No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't get paid enough to do that.
Yep, fair enough. All right, let's roll into the River Raid review. So, River Raid. I
didn't even have to be quiet. That's so weird.
It was developed and published by Activision back in 1982. But we say developed by Activision, but actually it was developed by one employee at Activision.
Yes.
Carol
As
Shaw.
many games were at the time.
Carol Shaw made the entire game herself. And she was recognized back in 2017 at the Game Awards, and she received the Industry Icon Award for her sort of, everything she did in gaming over the years. Back one of the early pioneers. Amazing. But yes, amazing that this game was made by one person. So yeah, 1982 it came out. It is a top-down scrolling shooter where you play as an aeroplane flying down a river.
Yes.
And you shoot boats and collect fuel.
Yes, you do. And you're in a river, but you can't. You're a plane, but you can't fly over any part that isn't water. For some reason, you're flying really low, and the green part is really tall trees.
Yes, very tall trees. So you fly down this river. You got to collect fuel because you have a fuel gauge. That's right. If you run out of fuel, you die.
Game over.
Yes, but
and if you hit things.
Like most of the Atari games back then, it's a continuous game. This game legit keeps going until you get to 1 million points and then you die. Like your plane actually just blows up when you hit 1 million points. That's the end of the game. No matter how far down the river you are.
So endgame is kind of death, like Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
A bit. Where you just you're heading for your demise, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
It's it's pretty dark. But the games aren't I mean, is this it's not randomly generated though, is it? These are still set levels?
They're still set levels. Yeah, I remember playing this when I was a kid, right? And you'd go, oh, we're coming up to the really skinny river now, or whatever, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did they do randomly generated stuff back then?
For River Raid 2 they did, but River Raid 1
Wow.
they didn't. Yeah.
And was that on, sorry to throw all these questions at you, was that on Atari 2600 as well, River Raid 2?
7800, I think it was, and that came out like 6 years later, 1988.
Oh, wow. And,
so
man.
Nintendo was already sort of into its prime by then.
Yeah, wow. Kudos to them for still trying. This was one of the prettier Atari games, Atari 2600 games. And now I had one of these back when I was playing games in Solomon Islands. So I did have River Raid. It wasn't my favorite, but I really enjoyed it even back then. I do remember enjoying it, but I was more of a Frostbite guy, still am. As many of you guys know, I got, where is that? I got some, here it is. A bit of Atari there and Frostbite there. There he is.
Oh, nice, nice.
That's
that
my choice.
Astro Boy I saw on your arm?
It was. Yeah.
Oh,
how did you pick it so easy?
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely Astro Boy.
Yeah.
Thank you. But this one, it was like, I don't know if many of you guys played a lot of Atari. Some of you in chat might not have existed at that time either, but believe me when I say that this is one of the pretty ones.
Yeah.
It might look really hideous. There's not even two-tone colors, yet alone, like even the NES looks glorious compared to this thing. The colors are flat and bland, but there's many of them. So that makes this pretty.
Yes.
Because it's colorful. And the fact that you can tell what a river is.
And a
what
road.
A boat is.
And a bridge.
Yep. And there's bridges and you can read the fuel. The fuel tanks have the word fuel written on it, guys. This is attention to detail.
This is amazing.
Because I have, some real fuel tanks have fuel actually written on them.
That's
just
right.
like that.
So in terms of the sound effects of the game, there aren't that many. There is the noise of your plane flying along. There is
which is barely a plane.
When you shoot, when you run low on fuel, there is a fuel beeping noise.
Yes, there's a fuel gauge and a beeping noise. That's a big deal.
It is a massive deal. Now remember, this is 1982 we're talking about here, so we're not actually taking the piss. It's a hard one to keep talking about because it's so simple. Like, this was all controlled with a joystick and one button. So you just use the joystick to move side to side or speed up, slow down, and the button was to shoot, and that's it. It was very, very simple. And it was, it's one of those games that anyone could play. Like, I remember playing this with my parents in the lounge room back in the day. We'd have nights where we'd sit there and see who could get the furthest down the river.
Yeah, which is a simple concept. But what makes this game stand out as like one of the most remembered games for the 2600, the Atari, is the fact that you're not just dodging things and shooting things. It's that there's actually there's resource management here. You have to remember to pick up fuel, and you're not just looking ahead of yourself, which you used to be. Like, you just look up and see if there's bad guys at the end. But you have to actually constantly look down at the heads-up display, which this game has, and check your fuel gauge. There's a nice clear half, which I love how they just crudely write 1/2, like a half right in the middle.
Yes.
It's quite hideous, but at least oh, my fuel's at half. I really have to start worrying, and then you strategize differently. You can shoot the fuel tanks if you want for points, but if you do that, you lose the fuel. So you got to decide, how much fuel do I pick up? Do I make sure I'm at full now before I reach the end of the level? How long do I have before I run out? So there's that, and there's as many of these games have back then, there's a really nice difficulty curve to it. Starts nice and easy, sparse, not many bad guys, very obvious what the fuel is. But then as it starts to get quick, that resource management starts to get really important, and you get really good at doing it. And the strategy is actually quite fun. So the game kind of aged really well, and you can still play it now, I think. There's still some enjoyment to be had. You're not just, shooting and going upwards and getting a high score, which I think even classics like Space Invaders can get a bit boring after 5 minutes because the strategy doesn't really change.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to give this one 2 scores now.
We are.
So we're going to give it present day score and 1982 score.
Yes. Yes, we will.
All right. So what do you give it?
Okay, for present day, I give this game. You know what? How much did I pay for it? I got to know that as well. Give me a hypothetical present day price for this.
I don't
Is
know.
Is it $1 on the App Store? Is it a $5 like throw? Is it part of a $50 arcade package? Because that's part of it.
I have no idea.
You should have actually thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay, like realistically, I think I could find a game like this possibly on iPhone, in legal ways for about $1. And for that, I give this a nice, I think a 6.
Well, I'm going to give it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
For like 99 cents on the iPhone. You don't think you could sit here with, on a couch and play this and try and get some good high scores?
Nah. That's present day scores, mate. Like,
$1, like an iPhone game, like retro.
Why are you arguing with me about this?
I don't know. I just think 3 is like you hate the thing.
I don't hate the thing. I'm saying that's why it's got points, because I like it. It's just we're talking present day. Look, compared to present day,
yeah.
It looks horrible. There's hardly any sound there. This is the game as we're showing on Twitch at the moment. You're just flying around shooting stuff. That's it. That's the game.
6 is
but
what did I give Metal Gear Survive? I'm sure it was about.
If I'm going back to 1982 though, this thing's getting a 9 out of 10.
Oh, you know what? I have to agree with you there. Oh, 1980. Yeah, at least a 9.
Like, the only thing that it doesn't have for a 1982 game is a story.
Yeah, or even like crude music.
Or music. Yeah, and that's it. Everything else is there for a 1982 game. So.
And I don't know if there was any games with music in 1982. I'm not 100% sure.
Pac-Man? No, wait, no, Pac-Man.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like. You know what? If there was no other games with music, this would probably be a hard 10 for me, of like the best of the best.
Yeah.
But if there were games with music, then yeah, I'd give it a 9, because everything else is there. The variety, it's not just green. It goes from light green to dark green because you're going deeper in the jungle. It's
actually,
cool.
They evolved the game even further in River Raid 2. There was altitude they added in. So you could actually fly over the green bits and shoot at buildings and things if you're high enough altitude. And then you had to land on an aircraft carrier by dropping down to the correct altitude at the end of the levels. So that was River Raid 2. There was a lot of advancements there.
Man, that's pretty full.
That's everything you want in a sequel, isn't it? Taking the base game and expanding on it.
And adding, yeah, exactly. Well done, guys. They got it right way back then. Well, I mean, anyway, there you have it. It's a 9 from Callan and I for back in the day, and a 3 and a 6. 3. You are ruthless, my friend.
I had to be a bit ruthless there. But
yeah,
yes.
It's fair. I mean, it's a pretty shitty sounding game, too. If you're playing it today with earphones in on the iPhone, yuck.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that was River Raid, right? So we're moving onto our what do we want to do? Questions from the people?
Yeah, let's do some questions from the people.
Okay, we got a question already. Gaming Australia. Actually, before we answer that, I'll just go through the roll call of right. So if you want to ask us questions, you can go to facebook.com/GameTrainPodcast, Twitter @GameTrainTalk, Instagram @GameTrainPodcast, or we're also on Twitch @GameTrainTwitch. So there's lots of ways you can find us, and as we say, we are broadcasting on Twitch here now. So this is how we do our live podcast, and then we send it out onto Podbean later on. So if you are listening to this and you do want to join us, remember to follow the Facebook page and the Twitter page, because we are posting when we are going live, and we're generally giving more notice now that when we know we are going to do it, I'll put up a post saying we are doing something today. Get ready for a live message, and then we post again when we do go live. Just giving the people, bit of extra time to just jump in and see us do this whole thing live.
Yes.
Okay. Questions. Gaming Australia asks, hey boys, have you guys played Celeste? What are your thoughts?
That's a hard yes. I have definitely played Celeste. Finished it. Didn't collect all the strawberries. I think was the
strawberries.
Special. I got a whole bunch. But I absolutely love that game. I just love it. I was already a big fan of Super Meat Boy, which is another sort of very similar in that it's a platformer and it's like crazy hard, but you restart immediately in the same room every time. So you can just die and die and die and die like within seconds and just keep repeating it until your fingers kind of have a mind of their own and magically just take you through it. And then you repeat the process. But Celeste did it, and it had these beautiful pixelated graphics, which I'm a sucker for. But the point of the game was also, it was this little girl fighting with herself and anxiety, and the gameplay played a part of the story and got harder the further up the mountain the girl got, which the mountain was what was called Celeste, not the girl. And so it's named after the actual mountain. She's climbing that to try and figure out, to learn how to live with herself and fight with herself. And the harder the game gets, the harder it gets for her to deal with her own emotions, and certain things that I won't spoil continue to happen with the gameplay and the story at the same time, which represent how she's feeling as a person. And I just think that was some wonderful game design. What did you think, Callan?
Yeah, I never finished it. I enjoyed it though, like the parts that I played. I've been meaning to go back, but I think I'd have to start the whole thing again because I don't remember how to play the game.
Yeah, I think you would too, because you have to learn, like, you kind of get new moves, so on and so forth. And I think they added moves also in DLC.
Okay. Which
helped you through the game and made the first part easier, but then meant that they could make things harder later.
Okay, yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I might be biased, but I think it's so worth jumping in again. It's not a long game, and the ending makes it. It's one of those, like, it's a brilliant game all up, but the end just makes it all make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice one.
Ace Killer asks, what genre of new IP do you want to see from PlayStation tomorrow? We'll get to that in a second, Ace Killer, because we're going to do our PS5 game predictions for the thing tomorrow, just after the question. So we'll get to that then. But if anyone has any other questions in chat, throw them in now. We'll answer it, and then we'll do our PS5 predictions things.
Yes. Oh, Gaming Australia says, I'll get it, Carl. You're a salesman. That's hilarious. I thought you were asking me because you had already played it and you were wondering what my thoughts were. I didn't think I was selling it to you. Oh, cool. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm keen to hear what you think.
Twana Pants. Me and my buddy just started playing Far Cry 5 co-op campaign only. Any tips? No spoiling. It's been so much fun. My only tip is don't do the fishing because it wasn't that great in Far Cry 5.
And this is coming from Callan, who's a fishing aficionado.
Yeah, I love my fishing in games. Always love it. Did not enjoy the Far Cry 5 fishing at all. Wasn't very fun.
I have to quickly add to that in case he moves on too much. But I would say do the fishing because it's really awesome. And Callan has to get good at fly fishing.
Wow.
So
no,
it's really fun, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Fishing is sick.
It was good fun playing Far Cry 5 co-op, but I don't think your progress of one of the players carries over on their game. So it was like two separate progress. Like if Kyle invited me in, it'd be Kyle's game and we completed missions on Kyle's game, but they never completed on my map. So I had to redo them.
So you have to redo them all. Yeah. Yep. So it's, if you're playing with your buddy, I don't know if he or she owns an Xbox, but hopefully, I don't know if you're already doing it, but maybe make it so you don't actually play it until they're playing with you and hanging out, and you guys just play through the whole game on your Xbox or something together.
Yeah, that's probably
hopefully you would have worked that out by now.
Yeah.
I don't know about tips. It's been so long. I would have had like a bunch of stuff for you to make sure you do this or make sure you do that, or this weapon's awesome, but I don't really remember any specifics.
I don't really have any tips, but there's a rumor going around that Far Cry 6 is in development and will be shown off by Ubisoft at their presentation in July, and it looks like we're going back to a tropical island setting.
Oh, nice. Okay. That'd be fun.
Yeah, so that'll be kind of cool. They haven't been back to a tropical island since 3, so...
Yeah, and 3 was still regarded as one of the best, if not the best.
Yeah, so yeah, the first one was tropical island, then it was Africa, then it was tropical island, then it was Himalayas, was it? Yep, and then it was...
Really good.
America, and then we've had it in there prehistoric times as well.
Yeah, and America after
the game.
Bad things happen.
Yes. But, yes, all right. Should we move on to...
Spoilers, Gaming Australia. Just joking. So keep going.
Should we move on to our predictions for the PlayStation presser tomorrow morning?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so
Are we doing like a first party and a third party, or what?
No, we're just gonna name 3 things.
Just name 3 things. All right.
So yeah, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning is the PlayStation 5 reveal. It's going to be about an hour-long showcase, maybe a bit over. They're going to be showing a lot of games, etc. And we're about to talk about what we think they'll show.
Yes. Yep. This is it. Okay. So how do you want to do this? You want me to say one?
Do we want to go one each, or do you just want to drop? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we will see, and this has been rumored for so damn long now, Bluepoint's next game. So Bluepoint is the company that did the remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
The rumor is that they have been working on a Demon's Souls remake for a number of years now, and I believe this is going to be a PlayStation 5 launch title.
Wow.
So Demon's Souls, full remake, ground up, because Demon's Souls did not age that well. Demon's Souls was the original Souls game before they went into Dark Souls, etc. A lot of people didn't play Demon's Souls. So it was a PS3 game, but yeah, a lot of people didn't play it. So now that a lot of people, I'm not going to say everyone because I know you don't, a lot of people in the industry do love a good Souls game. I think it'll be a good console seller for, bringing people in. They'll go, oh wow, I never played Demon's Souls. Wow, here we go. Here's a beautiful 4K remake. This looks better than Dark Souls 3, etc., etc. That's what I'm expecting anyway.
Ooh, and do you this isn't one of my predictions, but do you reckon the Elden Ring will drop tomorrow?
Elden Ring's a weird one. Again, I've been seeing rumors and leaks about the gameplay here and now. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we'll see anything about
It'd be
Elden
one
Ring.
or the other. Hey, it'd be a bit overkill for both, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see Elden Ring being until next year now, but Demon's Souls I think will be this year. And I'm okay with that, because I generally try and do one of these games a year, so I'm okay with Demon's Souls this year, Elden Ring next year, have a big break
And you reckon Demon's Souls will be a remake for a PS5, not 4?
No, PS5 launch.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Emerald Rangers is here. Hello, Emerald Rangers.
Hello, Emerald Rangers. I nailed it. You see that?
Yes.
I didn't even say it wrong this time. Yeah, mine is, it's I don't know if it's rumored, but it's one that's definitely hoped for by me and many others. But I'm hoping for a new Ratchet and Clank game.
Yep.
Like a further in the story one, not sort of like a, it was a reimagining last time of the intro and all that kind of thing, and restarted doing the whole game again. It wasn't a remake or a remaster, but it was kind of refreshing it. But now they've done that, they've established it, and it looked so beautiful. It was like controlling a Pixar movie. I would love to see that world in PS5 setup, like just the way they take really simple games that are like platformers for kids, and because the characters are so simple, they have so much room to jump in and make them complicated with fur and reflections and the things they're wearing, like metallic helmets or leather armor, and just like really going all out and making them look fantastic with animation. So I hope there's a new Ratchet and Clank tomorrow.
I'm hoping to see Resident Evil 8 tomorrow, which will be a third-party game, which we know will be on the Series X, PC, etc. But I think we will see the first announcement of Resident Evil 8, which the long rumor has been it's called The Village. Again, it's going first person. You're going to be set in this village up in the mountains somewhere. I really hope it's true, because it sounds like an awesome concept, and I really love the first person style they did in 7, and I'd like to see that expanded upon across an entire village rather than just a single house. And I think it's a great time to show it off.
Yeah, nice. Ooh, I wonder if that'll be the same time that they announce some sort of upgraded PSVR. If they connect it to that or something. Could be an interesting thing to maybe like right at the end. By the way, this is also going to have PSVR 3.0 or whatever they're up to.
Yeah.
And that means you'll get to jump into this world again. I don't know. That could be another thing they do.
Yeah.
What I want and hope, I don't know how likely it is. It's supposed to come out this year, but it's not. But I don't know. I hope they've been so silent about it because Skate 4 is coming. And I think it would be really cool to be a PS5 title because now, like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 is going to be really cool to replay, but Skate 4 will be like a great way to be like, okay, that was the old, but here is the next generation of skating video games. And why else? We've been asking for it for 10,000 years, and they just don't release it.
I'm sorry, I'm going to poop on your parade here.
Oh, no.
If it's going to be shown off anywhere, it'll be at EA's conference in like a week.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done things like this before. They've shown like Ubisoft stuff and then they elaborated.
That's very true. That's very true. But yeah, I think if we...
But you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. My third one, because I was going to go Ratchet and Clank, but I kind of had a feeling you would. My third one is Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, wow. You think they're going to go there already?
Very quick tease. I don't think it's going to be a lot.
Just a logo and like a character's face
it could be a 30-second sizzle reel. See a couple of characters, and then the logo comes up pretty much. Keep it very simple, but then we'll know they're working on 16. I don't think we'll see 16 for 2 years from now.
Yeah. You okay?
No, there's a fire alarm going off. Just a sec.
Oh, goodness. Wow, there's some real action happening here. I mean, I hope he's okay. Well, what do you say when that happens? I can't hear it. He lives in an apartment. So.
Hey, there's a fire alarm going off in my building at the moment. So I think I'm going to have to go downstairs. If you want to continue the podcast solo here, Carl, you're very welcome to. But
I mean, are you safe? I don't want to just be chatting here and watch this thing burn down.
Well, there'll be great content, won't it? But I'm not even lying at this stage.
Okay.
So I don't know.
No, you know what? You should just cut it off because I can't even turn it off from here. We're kind of right at the end. We'll join our lame. I don't want to. This is like.
Do you want to continue this when I come back from downstairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's
fine. All right, guys. I'm gonna stop the stream here. I'll be back soon. Hopefully, it's all fine and someone just burnt toast. But
yep, fingers crossed.
There has been fires in this building before, so
hopefully it's just enough to burn that back wall down.
Yeah, we'll continue with part 2 very, very soon. But yeah, I'll be back.
Dad Paul says take your passport and jacket.
Yep, thanks, Dad. See you guys soon. And we are back here live on Twitch after the fire emergency in my building. So I went downstairs straight away. 2 fire trucks out the front, plus a heap of residents from the building. We're all gathered outside, out the front down there. And I think it was just something like burnt toast, because pretty much when I got down there and stuff, the firemen were like, oh, everyone can now go back upstairs again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that old chestnut.
Yeah, then I had to wait for lifts and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we're back and we're going to continue. So we're in the middle, before the interruption, of talking about our PS5 predictions. So I was in the middle of talking about Final Fantasy 16. And so Final Fantasy 16, I think they're going to show it. Maybe just a minute trailer, sizzle reel, characters, real quick.
Yeah, okay, like a logo or something.
Yeah, and then boom, Final Fantasy 16, we see the logo design in development now, and probably won't see it until like 2022.
Yeah, there'll be like a little coup from a chocobo or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, just some sort of... You didn't tell me I was getting beers. This guy.
Yeah, I got a beer from the fridge too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I could smash one of those right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. My third and final prediction is, I mean, it's a tricky one because I don't know which one you're taking, but it's one of the 3 sequels.
Okay.
I mean, I would rather not see one this early in the generation. I'd rather they sit on it and figure out the technology first. So I'm hoping they're not trying to jump the gun just to make a wow factor and then throw something sort of half-assed out the gate. And I don't want to take one of your things, so I'm just going to pick one of the obvious 3 sequels. But let's just say, like, Spider-Man 2. I think that's probably, of the three big sequels they could drop, that's maybe the most likely, because they shouldn't go too much further than New York.
Yeah.
And they've got so much of it made already, whereas some of the other ones that have to make whole new worlds and, create all new environments. This, they could just spruce it up and make it PS5 ready.
What about Horizon Zero Dawn 2, though? Because that would have been in development the longest.
Yeah, that's true. But again, like, they'd have to change more, I think, because you'd expect and hope for them to go to a new world or a new part of the world, like a different continent.
Yeah.
So they'd have to make a new environment. Whereas Spider-Man, they could at least map over the existing. I don't know if they'd rebuild the whole of New York from the ground up.
I don't know.
Or if because it was such a beautiful representation of New York. It wasn't like 1-to-1, but it was such a nice happy medium of having like a lot of recognizable New York things there, but still like close enough for you to, have the patience to go from one side to another and not take 2 hours.
Yep. Emerald Ranger says, yeah, you're alive. I am. NAC 3, yes, NAC 3, baby. That's what we want to see. We want some NAC 3 up
NAC
there.
3.
AC Valhalla.
Man,
Bones, I don't think we'll see anything else on AC Valhalla until Ubisoft's event in July. I think that's when we'll get the big proper gameplay blowout, but could be surprised. They could show another bit of gameplay after the booing from the Xbox.
Another bit? As opposed to what?
Yeah.
You mean the first ever bit of gameplay?
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, and what did Ace Killer ask earlier? Because I don't have it up here anymore because my original chat's gone. But he asked any new IPs. Do you think there'll be any new IPs at the PlayStation 5? Like, what sort of new IP would you like to see?
Oh, man. It would be really cool if Insomniac threw a new IP, because I know I'm not going to get my sequel for Sunset Overdrive.
We can all breathe a sigh of relief now.
Oh, this guy, mate, play more than 1 hour, all right? Best play Xbox One.
I will go and finish Sunset Overdrive.
No Dark Souls. No Souls type games ever. Zero. If what?
Demon Souls that you got to play through when it comes out on the PS5.
No Souls game. No deal. You don't have to touch Sunset Overdrive ever. It's your loss. I don't care. But for a new IP, I'd like them to do it, because Sunset Overdrive was such like a. I just think they're very good at one traversal. We've seen in everything I've predicted has been Insomniac.
Mm-hmm.
Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, and now
you're putting them to work there, mate.
I am. I just want one of the things.
Yeah.
And it's not even Spider-Man. I'd rather they do one of the other two. But yeah, for a new IP, because, it's hard to predict what you want for a new IP.
Yeah.
But I'd want something from them, because they're so good at making quirky, fun characters that are new. We've already seen how well they do with existing characters like Spider-Man. But I loved Sunset Overdrive so much that I'd love them to do something, their own take on something else. It's such a cool, outrageous sort of thought experiment, and it's such video gamey stuff. Like, it's so fun to live in their worlds.
Yep.
So
yeah, no, fair enough. Gaming in Australia mentioned it earlier as well. Rockstar is going to be showing something there. Do you reckon couldn't be GTA 6? Surely you'd expect.
Could it be Bully?
Could it be Bully 2? Like, could it be Bully 2? That would make
Bully remake.
Bully remake even, yeah. Well, I couldn't see it being GTA 6 because you feel like Rockstar would be like, we've got our own thing happening, and just focused on that, like they've always done their own thing. I can't see them deviating from that for a GTA 6.
Red Dead American Nightmare 2. Oh my God. Yes, please. That would be nice. And, like I was saying with Spider-Man, they wouldn't have to change the environment. Just a big DLC. Finally give people like that one-player DLC instead of just online stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Even if they, like, I wouldn't want this particularly, but even if they made Undead Nightmare, not American Nightmare. Was it Undead Nightmare? American Nightmare was the Alan Wake one, right?
Was it?
Something. But some sort of nightmare. If they remake that again and make part 2 of that world famous, like some regard as the best DLC ever made, I wouldn't even mind if they made that a huge section of the online. You know, you go online and you can choose either normal Red Dead or go in that world where there's zombies and unicorns running around. So that could be cool.
Yep, fair enough.
Good call, Emerald.
Yes, very cool. GTA London 2, that would be kind of cool as well. The old school top-down GTA.
Bro, they should launch all those top-downs for the Switch and just hurry up and do it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, are you ready to go into the lame, love, and hype trains now?
Boy, am I.
Okay, all right. First up, people, we've got the lame train. Okay, Carl, what's your lame train this week?
All right, mine's pretty simple. At the moment, my lady friend is trying to purchase herself a Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to do because it's completely sold out because of COVID. And, you know, that and Animal Crossing, it's just like the real hot ticket right now, which is fine. And she's been trying to get it in time, you know, to try and monopolize on the sale that's on at the moment, which is a really, really good one. And my lame train is the fact that she jumped on and was looking, everyone selling it secondhand is selling it more expensive than you can buy it new.
Oh, wow.
They're aware. Yeah. There's like $500, $600 for a Switch. And then she found one that was $450, which was a custom painted one. Only kind in the world like it. And she said, I want that, please. $450. It was custom. It came with a free game, which it wasn't that good. It was like Assassin's Creed 3. But it also came with a Pro Controller. And the dock was also custom painted. Everything custom. $450. Pick up in Brisbane. So I was like, oh, I can pick that up for you. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, I'm at this suburb. I was like, sick. I'll drive right there. On my way there. And he's texted her and said, like, no problem. By the way, there's a little chip on the side, just to let you know. It doesn't cover the screen or anything. I'm like, okay, sweet as, cool, no problem. And then she sent me a text that he'd written and said, like, oh, wait, just hold on a second. I'm just talking to my flatmate for a minute. We're discussing it. I'll let you know how it goes. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, okay, cool, no problem. Please just let me know because, you know, my boyfriend's out there waiting to pick it up. He's in your suburb, just chilling. Just let us know. And he'll say, I'll let you know how it goes. And then I was there for maybe half an hour.
Oh, my God.
You know, just chilling, waiting. And she had no reply. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drive home. If he says you can have it, I'll come back and grab it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then nothing. It never came up again. And I thought, oh, this is super lame. And, you know, she rang up to just say like, oh, that sucks. And while we were on the phone chatting, she's like, oh my God, the same thing. So it says here that he's taken it off the market. And then after that, it says the same exact thing has popped up on Switch because she keeps refreshing it.
Yeah.
Same custom paint job. So we know it was the same one because there's no other one like it in the world. But it's now being sold by someone else, which is obviously his roommate. $700.
Oh,
this all happened this afternoon between like 12 and maybe 3 o'clock, like within hours of it. She got on when it was up there for 4 minutes, and the guy was so friendly, smiley faces, and she's like, yeah, I'll grab this, great price. And it's the same. It even said coming free with Assassin's Creed 3 and a Pro Controller. So like, you're not even pretending it's a different Switch.
Wow.
And it's it was awful, man. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's so disappointed.
In saying that, that's a fantastic lame train. Like that's the definition of lame train right there.
Right? Thank you. I was like, thanks, babe. This is something I can use. Finally.
Oh my gosh, that's like, you hadn't told me any of that. Wow.
Oh man, I was so disappointed. It just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I can't believe the roommate buys it and then puts it. So the roommate rips off his own flatmate.
I don't know. You know, I don't know if that happened like a ripoff or they've said like, dude, what are you doing? This is worth so much more. Just take it off. And they're like, no, wait, I've already sold it to this person. Don't worry, I'll repost it. And they won't even know because it's a different person. But I'm scrolling on my phone right now because I want to show you the picture of this Xbox they tried to pass off like no one would notice it. I have to show
an
you.
Xbox?
Oh, sorry. It's because it's designed off an Xbox. That's why I keep saying that. It's designed off the Hyperspace Xbox. Oh, actually, I can't even show you because she sent me a real link and now it's unavailable. It's not for sale. Wait, I got this. Because you can actually just literally go to Marketplace right here. This is live and local. And just look up like Switch. because it should be one of the latest ones, unless it's gone already. Man, I can't find it. I wish I had it here. It's like, so the whole thing is painted white, and it had blue and purple speckles on it. Like, it was just the most unswitched looking thing you've ever seen, and it just appears twice. I'm like, come on, man. But yeah, that's my lame train. I have to share that. What's yours this time?
One doesn't even compete. I feel there should be more cross-platform co-op games.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not enough of them. Like, I looked at Path of Exile because I was like, I wouldn't mind playing on a computer if you wanted to play it on Xbox. No, you can't do that. Or if I wanted to play Torchlight 2 on the PC and you wanted to play it on the Xbox, no, we can't do that. You know, like, there's all these things we can't do, and it's frustrating when we do see games like Fortnite and Rocket League, etc., have cross-play in their games. Oh, Modern Warfare as well, etc., etc. We know companies can do it. I just want to see more of it. And I'm just sad that there isn't more of this going on, especially for simple games like action role-playing games. Like, I'll be heavily disappointed if Diablo 4 does not have crossplay. Heavily disappointed.
Yeah. And you know, I'm even happy if they do like what Destiny 2 does, where it's not cross-play, but it's cross-save. So you can at least have it somewhere else. I
would be okay with that, maybe.
Not as good, but it's still like... I mean, we're not developers, but it must be easier, right? To do it that way, just to shift the data.
Well,
and then
I think Blizzard would be able to do something like that, because you'd put all your... Well, they do it with like Hearthstone. You can take all your cards across any platform. So we know they can already do it.
Yes. And doesn't Final Fantasy 14 do that?
Final Fantasy 14 does that too. And we can play crossplay of Final Fantasy 14. And Ace Killer just said, did you mention No Man's Sky is coming to Xbox Game Pass and will be crossplay with PC and PS4? So there's another game.
We did just now, yeah.
Just then. Okay, are you ready for the Love Train?
Well, first, Dev Paul wants to know something very important.
Thank you for speaking right over the sound effect.
Oh, see, I can't hear it. We gotta do a modern. You didn't have the thumb. We have a whole thing.
Oh yeah, the thumb. Dev Paul asked what happened with the fire alarm. Fire alarm went downstairs. Dev Paul, 2 fire trucks out the front. People from the building. I think it was just burnt toast or something, so it wasn't a big emergency. And Gaming Australia just said Need for Speed Heat will be cross-play as well, so there's another one. But
things are coming.
Things are coming, but I feel like it should be more. Most games should be cross-play now. Okay. It should be.
Now that we know it's possible.
I'm going to try the sound effect again.
I'm going to wait for the thumbs up. I'm going to keep talking till then.
You just talked over it again.
Bro, so firstly... There's 2 things you got to fix up here. 1, I can't hear it on my end.
Yeah.
So got to fix that. 2, didn't see a thumb because you have 2 different cameras.
Oh.
Okay. And the one I'm looking at, no thumb.
Okay.
0 thumb.
Okay. How about you just wait for my cue? Okay, here we go.
I'm just going to talk till I see the thumb. There it is.
Okay, all right. And here is the Love Train. Okay, Carl, what is your love train this week?
My love train is, and this is no word of a lie, it's actually here. I wrote this. Please don't think I made this up on the spot. But my love train has been Callan's efforts on our production in the Twitch lately. Which is why I kind of dragged on with that, because I just thought I can't believe this is happening right now. But lately, and just to make it clear to everybody, I make the pictures, for the episode. That's about it. All this stuff that you guys are watching, I made like some original background stuff, but all the live things like the trailers and the background games coming up when we talk about games we've been playing and the switching of the cameras, that's all Callan. And him figuring things out with OBS and Twitch and the relationship between that. And then he downloads it and he does the edit and turns it into a podcast and actually uploads it onto Podbean and does all the cross advertising on Twitch and all that kind of thing. Like, I'm here, I talk about games with him. I make a lot of the graphic art stuff initially, but all this stuff that you're seeing live, and anyone listening, you should jump on Twitch to check this out live, just because it's a lot of fun. Like, we've never done this in previous things before. This is our first sort of baby. It's been 3 years in the making, but all this is Callan, and it's been really cool. And I've been meaning to like say something about it each time, but I get distracted or some other love train comes up that I talk about. But I just thought that was so funny that all this disaster happened right as I was going to say that. It's literally written up here as the thing I was going to say is my love train, because it's like, it's the perfect love train. It's not hype or lame. Like, it's awesome, and it's Callan. So thank you for your efforts. And just so you guys know, that's all that guy. Which side is he?
No problem.
There.
Thank you, sir. I also send all the emails too.
And he sends all the emails too, and gets all the games. I'm just a pretty face. I do just 0 things.
So yeah, my love train this week, and I'm just throwing it up on the thing now. Is
that's what I'm talking about. There it is. There, all that stuff.
I've fallen back in love with action role playing games again.
Nice.
I haven't really played these sorts of games in like years. You know, we've got Torchlight 2 and Path of Exile here. You know, and I used to love these sorts of games years ago, and especially the Diablo series and that. But playing Minecraft Dungeons the other week and then playing these 2 titles now, I'm like, man, I love these games. I've just been having so much fun with them. You know. So
it's nice that they actually all exist again.
Yeah, it's just seriously fun gaming. So that's my love train this week, is just falling in love with a genre that, you know, I'd fallen out of love with in a way.
Nice, that's really good. You know what? Did I have a similar one last week, because I just fell so hard for whatever it was we were playing?
What,
Minecraft?
Minecraft? I don't know. I can't remember.
Or just multiplayer playing them like. That's a really good love train, though, because I totally agree with you. These games they're so fun and mindless. And I love how, what we were saying about how social they are, because we can just chat and shoot the shit while like, just plowing through a dungeon. Good call.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, how about we roll into that hype train now? All right, Carl, what's your hype train? What are you excited for?
My hype train, and this is huge, I am freaking stoked, is the Knights of Amalur, the Re-Reckoning. Really, really, really super excited. The Reckoning, Knights of Amalur, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. I hope that's right. Was just one of my favorite sort of adventure fantasy games back on the Xbox 360. It was really cool, and I think quite underrated. There was an issue with it because I think they were trying to design it as an MMO, and then they switched it over to become a one-player adventure, which I was in love with it. It's what's that writer's name? R.L. Salvador. I brought up a article here hoping to find it, but I can't see it. But I think that's how we say his name, R.L. Salvador or something like that. But it's his writing and the art of the same guy that did the art of Darksiders, I believe.
Oh, yes.
And Battle Crashers. But it was a fantastic game that I thought was gone forever. Just disappeared. And they've announced that they're re-releasing it. And there's even there's a collector's edition you can pre-order already. I'm really hyped for that. I didn't even have enough. I just saw that it was coming out, and I saw the picture of the collector's edition, so it was real. It's called Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, and that's my hype train. Let me see. We'll release August 18.
Oh, cool. Gaming Australia says has to be PS5 reveal. Well, I think that was a given, and it was kind of ours last week, and I think we're still very hyped for it. We're just going with different ones, though, rather than just going PS5 reveal, because we're super excited for it, but there's other stuff we are excited for as well. Emerald Ranger says Alex Kidd remake. Again, it's a very nice, very hype-worthy game. Like that, that was a bit of a spin out when I saw that news this morning. But yes, onto my hype train. I'm keeping with the ARPG theme here.
Oh, nice.
I'm hyped for Diablo 4 again. I've gone back and watched all the Blizzard press conference from BlizzCon last year again, watched a heap of gameplay videos from Diablo 4 again. I just got myself super excited for it, even though it's so far away. So far away.
Is, but you can be hyped for Torchlight 3 in the middle.
Yeah, and Path of Exile 2. But
exactly, there's a bridge. There's a bridge to take you there.
But there's something about Diablo 4 that just beats all those other ones. There's just something about the setting and the formula for it, and those familiar classes that are, keep going through. And I don't know, there's just something about Diablo that I've just love.
Oh, well, they're the granddaddies, right? They nail it.
Oh, and would you look at this? The person that had been chirping for months for us to do the River Raid review didn't even see the River Raid for you. Didn't even see the River Raid review.
Goodness.
Wow.
I give up.
Wow.
I don't even want to do this.
Wow, what a note to end the episode on. Oof.
Oh my God, 3 years in the making. Risked your life for this episode.
Yeah, we had fires going in the building and everything, and you missed it.
There was a video clip.
Yeah, we had video playing and everything.
Gameplay.
Like the old gameplay of River Raid. Would you look at that?
What do we do this for? Well, there it is.
We've even got a 4x3 box for it because it's not 16x9.
Did you even make a 4x3 box? That's pretty cool, except for I don't like that my screen is a little bit lower than your screen. What's the deal with that?
I'll like to mess with you. Yes. But thanks for tuning into episode 82. I know it's been a bit of a bumpy ride here, but we'll be back in the morning. We are doing our live. We're doing reactions after the PS5 event sometime in the morning. Remember, check out the Facebook page for when we do go live, because I'll have to cut down trailers and get all that all lined up for our little reactions and talk about everything they're going to show that during that. So yeah, we'll be doing that in the morning sometime tomorrow, and of course this will be on Podbean this episode, and so will our PlayStation reactions as well after all that in the morning.
Yes.
All right. Anything else to add, or can I roll us out of here?
No, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you to the chat, and thank you to our listeners. You guys keep us going. So
yes, thank you very much, chat, and the listeners. That was good fun. And it's been Game Train.